Right, this is what's left of my Hako FR300, and I want to tell you guys why I think this is crap. And to me it is, but I need to point out something before you all go running to the computer to tell me that I'm wrong. In America you're on 115 to 120 volts, or 110 to 115 volts, something like that. And I would hazard to guess that on those you won't have any problem. This is mostly for the UK. Here in this country, with 240 to 250 volts, I'm actually getting 250 volts here, because I must be near a substation of some kind. And 2 to 3 months after I bought this, I was just playing around with it, getting used to it. I was removing components off a board, and I sucked on this big piece of solder. I was cleaning it because it has a mechanism for for those of you who've got one, to be able to remove the chamber and clean the solder out of it, which you have to do every time you use it. I just sucked on this big piece of solder. It was quite a big piece of solder. It blocked the tube. The electric motor went up in revs, as it were, and all I can guess is that there was a high current draw because the motor was almost stopped with not getting the suction it needed, and then the motor wouldn't work. Now, when I tested this to try and find out what was wrong, I initially thought it was, I initially thought it was this component here, and I was that convinced I bought a load of them and soldered it in, and found that I still had the same problem. Now the motor, just looking at the camera to see we get into shot, comes off these two terminals. Now everything is fine until I link up the motor, and as soon as I link the motor up, the motor takes about 35 volts. Then there's no power coming at these points. It just goes down to zero. I haven't done any more with this, and also while I was taking it apart, a piece of plastic catapulted into the room, and I've never found it since. And this cost me £300. So you might turn around and say, well, if you've only had it for 3 months, why didn't you see about it? Why didn't you go to the company you bought it from and see about it? Well, when I rang them up and complained, said about the problem with this unit, he more or less accused me of doing something to it, that I'd done something to it, that it wouldn't work out properly, and and he wouldn't help me. They insisted that I bought it by using a method called a bank transfer, so it wasn't on a credit card, and I wasn't to know that I was going to have this problem with this particular company. And you want to know the name of the company? Well, we're talking about Dancap Electronics. They insist that whatever you spend in there on their website or whatever it is, I mean, it's very, very nice to talk on the phone, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, when things go wrong, he is not in the slightest bit interested, and he will not help you. And because that you have bought it using a transfer, you're not protected with your credit card or anything like that. So basically you're stuffed. And I didn't pursue it any further. I was that fuming mad and angry. This was one of the second reasons why I bought this camcorder, to record and warn people about Dancap Electronics, and the fact that the way that after-sales service works is terrible. They just don't have an after-sales service at all. They don't care about the customer at all. All they're interested in is taking your money. So be warned, stay clear of Dancap Electronics, because he's a shyster, and if he has any complaints about this video, bring it on, because the way he trapped me was disgusting, and I only had this a few minutes, and it's a shame because the only reason why I bought this, I saw John using this machine. I'll just zoom out a bit now because we don't need to. There we go, there's a better view of it. I saw John using this and I thought, great, that's great, that's absolutely brilliant. What a fantastic design. You can twist this and the end comes off, and you can change over to the bits. You know, you obviously have to keep the bits clean. You've got tools and things that goes with this. Absolutely brilliant design. I'm very pleased with it when it was working. Very pleased with it indeed. Until it went wrong, and then I had trouble with the company that I bought it from. So it's entirely up to you what you guys do. I mean, it's probably fine in countries with the lower voltages, but in the UK, no good. And I know they've got a good reputation. Their craftsmanship and their tools are usually very good. I've heard a lot of people release YouTube clips saying how pleased they are with their products. Well, I'm sorry, this is one person that's not very pleased at all. As far as I'm concerned, for me, my personal experience of this is a load of crap. And it's a shame because when it worked very well, you know. So that's all I'm going to say on the matter. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to get this and post it today, the same day I made it. And I hope that demonstration is enough for you, Doug. If I get hold of a situation where I can get the camera to see better the solder sucker in use, I'll certainly get the camera so that you can see it better, Doug. Alright, it's the best I can do for the moment. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Okay, when we're releasing part where are we now, part 14, release part 15 probably sometime either next week or the week after. Alright, spaced them out a bit, and I'll be filming doing this radio in the meantime, okay, as and when I can. So I'll see you around. Take care.